Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Timberborn. Got this one called The Expansion. This is the PERMADEATH series that we've been working on. Only one source of water, which is in the bottom there. And we're not allowed to use the Aquifier. There's 130 days bad tide and drought and 100 days of good weather. There's a few other rules as well, like not blowing beavers up with dynamite and not just letting them die by going to a fake district. So the only way I can keep them alive is turning the birthing pods off. We start in a drought. Well, it's bad tide. There's plenty of water to survive here. I'm not worried at this stage. They will get through. And we want to focus on expansion. Where are we going with this? Well, we're going to need metal. And one of the new districts that we've been working on is to get that metal. And here it is. You can see that the metal's in the center. We've got a load of treated planks, and there are planks to be made there as well. We're going to be putting forest at the top there, where there'll be pine and oak. Then in the center, we need to have storage for the metal and the scrap metal. That will go in the middle once that's been blown out. And we've got the houses and food and water storage on the right. And part of that expansion is going to be stopping that bad water source. We've been building a fake river on the backside of this to reroute that water, and that will fix that. And if you're interested in watching this step by step, very slowly, then there's the long video as well, which I've noticed the long videos are doing better than these shorter ones. We'll see how it goes. I've got to keep making these shorter ones. They're a good top line catch up if you kind of fall behind. Again, in my style, we are building another reservoir, and this reservoir at the back is going to be huge. It's going to take a lot of resources. It's going to take them a long time to build, but it's an important one because it will be feeding water to that new district that we're working, and it will also feed the water to the other side of it as well, which is probably going to be where we're going to have a lot of farms and a lot of food production. As these beavers get more and the population increases, food is going to become a problem. They will starve because there will not be enough food for them to eat. And that's something that I need to focus on now. Water is becoming well, a very high source with all of these dams and reservoirs I keep building. This one's going to be interesting. That bad water flow is going to be in the middle of our clean water dam. And I like building them underground. I like making these underground containments for bad water. And that's what we're going to do on this. Right now, I'm just setting out how high it is. It's going to be another 8 higher than the other dam on the other side. And I did work out, actually, we could go another step higher with a water. We can't here. We're at the back of the level, so there's no point doing it here. Right now, I'm just blocking out how I'm going to be able to create this bad water source and how I'm going to work out to keep it away from the good water source. And we're going to have a hole in the reservoir and create this underwater tunnel. There's a few designs that I do on this. Right now, I've realized that this isn't going to work because I can't cover the water source over. Those metal walkways are great for large spans, but they have a hole in the end. So where the hole is, you need to build the metal grid over it, which I'm about to do now, and then put the blocks behind it. And I'm working that out there. You see, I've got blocks on top, so I'm going to put metal grid on the bottom, and then waterproof those lines, and we are good. That will create a waterproof tunnel, which will bring that bad water out of there. And yes, I did put a cap on that, so I can turn that water source off if I want to, but I put a cap on there. Mainly because it gives you an advantage that in a drought you can keep the bad water going, and this is our river that's powering our whole colony right now. It's where all the big water wheels are, so I want to keep that intact. And now we're just finishing off the reservoir, which is going to connect this to where the water pumps are going to go. Big build, a lot of iron is going to be needed, and it's why on this episode I was focusing on not only building this aqueduct to get the water for the future, but also the district where the unlimited metal is going to come from. the next episode of this is where I'm going to focus on getting that district up and running. There's been a lot I've needed to do that. The bad water that flows through it at the moment is a massive problem. So supplying fresh, clean water to it is critical. I need them to be self-sufficient. I need them to be growing their own food. I need them to be creating their own water, and it's part of one of the ways to stop that hunger from happening. So now I'm just doing the. This was quite an interesting video. If you watch the full video, I get into a bit of a dilemma of how many water pumps I want on this. Based on the water pumps further back, there's currently 6 on the main source. There's 2 on the second reservoir, there's 4 on the main reservoir, which left this one to be 2. So I've got a 6-4-2 configuration. I am going to increase the amount on that main one, and I just don't know how much I'm going to do it by. And I just thought, you know what, let's future-proof this and build it for 6. I don't have to have all of these turned on. I can turn water pumps on and off as I please. Now, the second part of this build, of once I got the reservoir put together, was working out how to get beavers over there building it. I'm kind of breaking a bit of a rule here. These beavers have got to go a long way from the starting point. It wasn't an official rule. I think it may be something that I do in the future with another playthrough. But making the beavers go all the way to the other side of the map using train lines, it feels a bit cheap. And that's what I'm doing here. It is impressive, though, when it's built, when I worked this out, of getting that tunnel to the top of the reservoir and then creating a power chain over the top of it. And that power chain is going to run the pumps, and it connects the whole dam. And here we are taking a look at what that's going to look like. It's going to look amazing. It's going to look amazing when it's all put together and working. Right here, I just thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to create sluices in the bottom to make water flow easier. So the water will come out of the reservoir, it will go into the sluice, and it will start to fill. And then the pumps will take over, filling the rest. That was the end of this episode. It's basically building a big reservoir and setting us up future for the Metal City, which we're going to do then. But again, until next time, stay safe, take care of each other, and see you soon.